when this thing is over, when we get on the backside of it, if you made the decision to evaluate where you are and to lean into the challenges, to lean into the uncertainty, to lean into the problems, I promise you're going to be better for it. Because if those problems, challenges, and uncertainty were rooted in something that was not good, by you leaning into it, you lean into it hard enough in which you can get down to the root of that, and you can pull that root up so that that thing won't sprout again when the next scenario comes. What's happening, y'all? This is Mike D with Black Fathers Now, where we're bringing the village to the brothers. Every couple of weeks, you can look forward to a quick inspirational message or a thought-provoking guest with knowledge and wisdom, all geared towards helping you be the best father that you can be. We're bringing the village to you. Now it's your turn to do something with what you learned. All right, y'all. Let's go. What's going on, fellas? This is Mike D, Mr. Double Down on You, and welcome to another episode of Black Fathers Now. I hope everybody's doing well, staying healthy, making the most of the time that you currently have available, because honestly, the past is water under the bridge, and the future is yet to come. All we have is right now. Right now. The title of this podcast is called Black Fathers Now. Fellas, all you have is right now. What are you doing right now? I would almost ask you to pause. No, I'm not going to almost. I'm going to ask you to pause. Push pause right now in this episode and think about what you're doing right now. What is your mindset right now? Where are you from a spiritual, mental, physical, emotional perspective? Where are you right now? Pause this thing for about 30 seconds or so and just think about it. All right? So if you followed instructions and now are back, what did you come away with? What did you think about right now? Where is your mind right now? Where is your heart right now? Are you continuously consumed with, the news and everything that's going on and the hysteria and the lack of toilet paper and the grocery stores and all of that? Are you frustrated by having kids running all around you 24/7? It's like consistent turn up from the time they wake up to the time they go to sleep. Do you have cabin fever? Are you literally just kind of chomping at the bit to get out and go do something? What is it? Like right now, where is your mind? Where is your heart? Or are you a person that's like, this is an opportunity. I have an uncle, I call him Uncle Chuck, but he's Dr. Earl Thurman. But Uncle Chuck, back in the day when I was still in college, he said something to me that I've kept with me for the last 20 some odd years. And he said, where there is a problem, there lies a business opportunity. That thing always stuck with me. Where there is a problem, there lies a business opportunity. And it doesn't have to be a business opportunity, but where there is a problem or where there is a challenge, there is an opportunity. Where there is a problem or where there is a challenge, there is an opportunity. So right now, with your current mindset, if a minute or so ago, if you paused and really thought about where you are honestly, and you're like, yo, I'm not in the right place. I'm literally not in the right place. I'm got a whole lot of stuff going on. I'm anxious. I'm frustrated. I'm nervous. Maybe I'm scared. I'm worried. I don't know what's going on. First and foremost, take time to address that. Why do you have those feelings? Sit with that for a minute. Why do you have those feelings? Why do you have those emotions? Why is it that you're responding in that way in the midst of these chaotic and uncertain times? Ask yourself that question. Why? Take time and lean into that. This is an opportunity for growth. Usually, we don't have time to address our issues. If you really are honest about a lot of the medical situations or a lot of the medical establishment that's currently in place, If you really pay attention to a lot of the treatments that are available for various ailments, a lot of times it's not really about curing that ailment. It's about minimizing the symptoms of that ailment so that you can keep things business as usual. Hear me out. A lot of the treatments that are available for a lot of ailments that we deal with are not necessarily about alleviating that ailment. It's about treating the symptoms of that ailment so that we can continue our life business as usual. So if the symptoms go away and we're no longer, in essence, quote unquote, dealing with that thing, then we never have to face that thing. So the reality is that thing never gets healed. It's still there, but because we don't have symptoms, we never have to effectively deal with it. Back to the question posed, where are you right now, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and all in the midst of this trying, challenging time that we're in? And if that place is not a place of peace and not a place of opportunity and not a place of, you know what, I'm sitting in this thing and I'm going to grow and come out better from it all. If it's a place of anxiety, of challenge, of maybe depression, of fear, lean into the fact or lean into the question of why. Because right now you have the opportunity to ask yourself why and actually dig into that. Get to the root of the why. Get to the root of why I'm hysterical in this particular moment. Get to the root of why I'm frustrated, why I'm scared, why I'm nervous, right? And once you understand why, then you can formulate an approach to attack it and actually dig it up from the root, that issue. Again, we have to take time to do that. And this is an amazing time for us. It's challenging. There's a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of health concerns because we don't know. But in the midst of it all, we have an opportunity to grow. And if in the midst of that, we understand that we're in a place that is very challenging from an internal perspective, we now have the time to lean into that and get to the root of the issue and potentially pull up that root. Because when you pull up that root, then the issue is alleviated so that when another challenge comes, and, you know, as crazy as it may sound, you know, the coronavirus is not going to be the last challenge that we're going to face in life, right? There are going to be other challenges that will come. They won't be the same, but there will be other challenges. We're going to respond in the same way if we don't pull up the root to the way that we respond to challenge, if it is negative. Again, the example that I gave in regards to the medical establishment, if you pay attention, most treatments available for most conditions are not about curing a situation. It's about getting the symptoms to minimize so that we can get back to business as usual. Because the ultimate goal is to keep you doing what you've been doing all along with minimal disruption. But now we are disrupted. So now what? What are we going to do with this time? Take the time to lean into the issue. Get to the root cause of the issues so that you can pull that root up. Because if you don't pull something up by its root, it's going to sprout again. Think about that. Again, let's not minimize the fact that we are in uncertain times. We don't know what's going on, right? We can watch news and we can get snippets of this and snippets of that and predictions of this and predictions of that. We don't know. And I know uncertainty breeds a lot of concern for a lot of people because we look for life to be certain. But the reality is nothing in life is certain. There are things that are highly probable, but there's nothing in life that's certain. There are two certainties. You're born because you're here, and at some point you are going to expire. Those are the two certainties in life. Everything in between, that dash in between your birth date and your death date, that dash in between is a whole lot of uncertainty. We have probabilities, but as it pertains to certainty, we don't have any certainty. And so when something that is blatantly uncertain gets thrown in our lap, like coronavirus or the COVID-19 crisis that's impacting the world literally all around, you know, we end up going in a direction that we start to think that things are supposed to be certain. We're supposed to be able to predict, but the reality is we can't. Life is uncertain. But how do you deal with that uncertainty? Again, this is a time in which we can really hone into how we deal with challenges, how we deal with uncertainty, and get to the root of how you deal with it. Because if you're dealing with it in an unhealthy fashion, you need to get to the root of what's causing that unhealthy reaction or unhealthy response and pull that thing up. So take the time necessary to deal with the issue, to deal with the problem, because this is an opportunity to practice conflict resolution, to practice dealing with uncertainty, to practice dealing with challenges and all of that. Because again, this is not going to be the last challenge that any of us faces in life. But this is an opportunity for us to build a protocol or build a method of operation that gives us the best chance for a higher probability of a positive outcome for the next thing that comes our way. So, fellas, lean into the times that we're currently in right now. Lean into spending time with your family. I know there's a lot of folks that are challenged and frustrated and all of that. But the reality is some of those that are challenged and frustrated also were challenged and frustrated by not having time with their family. Now they have time with their family. What are we going to do with that? Think about that. We were challenged and frustrated on, I don't have time to exercise and I don't have time to cook at home. Check this out. A lot of the restaurants are shut down. So you ain't got no choice but to cook at home. Right? You have no choice. You have time. You have no choice but to exercise at home. Yes, it's not the gym, but look, find something to do at home. You know what I'm saying? So lean into the challenges, lean into it. And I promise when this thing is over, when we get on the backside of it, if you made the decision to evaluate where you are and to lean into the challenges, to lean into the uncertainty, to lean into the problems, I promise you, you're going to be better for it. Because if those problems, challenges, and uncertainty were rooted in something that was not good, by you leaning into it, you lean into it hard enough in which you can get down to the root of that and you can pull that root up so that that thing won't sprout again when the next scenario comes. All right. Now, fellas, this is Black Fathers Now, man. Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow, we have no clue of what to expect. You have right now. So what are you going to do right now? All right. Well, hey, as always, make sure to visit blackfathersnow.com. Subscribe via Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, iHeartRadio, anywhere you listen to podcasts, YouTube, anywhere. Subscribe, and please share this episode with others, man. We really want every black man in America to know about Black Fathers Now and have listened to an episode of Black Fathers Now. That's my goal. Every black man in America to know, oh, I've heard of Black Fathers Now. I want that. I want to be able to run into some random brother on the other side of the country and say, hey, I'm Mike D from Black Fathers Now. And they're going to be like, yo, hey, I caught an episode. Bet. That's what I want, right? So you all can help me by please sharing this episode out on whatever platform you're listening to this. iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube, anywhere you listen to this podcast. Please go and share this thing on that platform. Share it on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, email it to your friends, text it to your folks. Please shoot it out. I want every black man in America to listen to this episode because if you listen to this episode and you dig it, I got 154 other ones that you're going to dig as well. So, fellas, really follow protocols and be healthy. Because this is some challenging stuff that we're dealing with. But at the end of the day, fellas, be blessed, well, and wise. And I'll holler at you. Peace.
Yo, fellas, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And always visit blackfathersnow.com as well as follow Black Fathers Now on virtually every social media platform you can think of. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. Just follow us and engage with us, man. Look forward to hearing from you. And I guess until next time, I'll holler at you. Peace.